Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, More Life, Less Drama, the podcast episode that goes out every week without fail. I'm Prue, and today we're diving into a super relevant topic, building an intentional community. We're talking about how the people you surround yourself with can make or break your personal and professional goals. I'll share some eye-opening research, personal stories, and some practical steps to help you intentionally choose the right people who will uplift and support you along your journey. So make sure you watch till the end because I have something special on offer for you that could truly transform your life and help your goals and shape the life that you actually want. So stay to the end. If you found today's episode helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more insights. And let's get right into building your intentional community. Hello. It's another day and another week. That means another episode of More Life, Less Drama coming at you. So, I'm wondering, do you ever look around at your life and you feel out of place? Like, oh God, I just don't feel like I belong here. Maybe you feel lonely, even though you're surrounded by a lot of people. You might have heaps of people around you, yet you still feel lonely. Maybe your life is filled with drama. Maybe it's not your drama. Maybe it's other people's drama, and it feels like it's consuming your life and you feel like you're being strangled by it. Maybe you're just always agreeing with people just to keep the peace. But really, you want to say all these things that are on your mind, but you just don't feel like it's the appropriate place to say them. Maybe you spend time getting coached, which I see a lot, about your circumstances. So Sally did this and John did that and it made me feel like this. And you feel overwhelmed with not being seen or heard or understood in your own community, in your own group of friends, in your own family even. So if this is you, maybe you feel like that because you haven't actually built a network of people that are right for you. Maybe you've just fallen into the trap of proximity and common interests, and then you never really intentionally made any decisions about who you're spending your time with and who you decided that you want to be around to improve yourself. That's why today I'm here to talk about all things intentional community. So what is an intentional community? I just basically told you what is not an intentional community, the things that you have just fallen into. But an intentional community is basically like picking your team. It's like everyone you are surrounded with have been picked for a reason or is there intentionally to serve you in some way or to serve the other person. It's about creating a group of people that are similar to you, have similar mindset to you. Because you can imagine if you keep showing up with a certain mindset, maybe you're in a real growth, like personal growth area of your life, and you are surrounded with people that don't believe in self-development and coaching, how much it can drag you down. So whether it's your family or friends or even the people that you work with, like your co-workers, it's really important to have people surrounding you who have the same common interests, yes, but also common mindset and are aiming for similar things. So it can be anything from healthier lifestyles, aiming for big career goals or business goals, or it can just be having people around you that are not in a heap of drama. You know, this podcast is called More Life, Less Drama, and I'm determined to help people create a life of less drama. And a big piece of this means eliminating people from your life that constantly bring the drama. Not your drama, other people's drama. So just let's think about an intentional community as being that. Another way you can think about it is like setting up camp. Okay, you want to bring along only the people that are going to be good and fun and have your back when things get tough. That's exactly what we're doing and we're talking about today. You can also look at your intentional community as people that lift you up. We all know those people in our lives that potentially are keeping us pulled down to their level, and we need more people around us that are lifting us up. So, the occasional person's pulling us down, but we've got a plethora of people that are lifting you up, and that's what you want your community to be. It's time to be selfish here. It's really time to be selfish for you and just show up and really make great decisions about your community for you. This is not for anybody else. This is not about mitigating other people's feelings, and it's also not to tell you to go out and say to people, hey, you are pulling me down and I'm not going to have you in my life anymore. No, this is not what we're doing. We're just doing this within ourselves so we can figure it out for ourselves first, and then eventually things will happen over time that you'll be happy with, and then all of a sudden you'll look around and you'll be like, oh, look at that, I've got all these amazing people around me. I have done this. I have done this myself, and it's not something that happened overnight, but when you have an ideal or an idea about who you want to be surrounded with, you start seeking them out. You start going out intentionally thinking, okay, I need this person in my life, and it's like the energetics, right? You're calling these people in, and sometimes they just appear magically. So this is what we're talking about for you as well. And we can think about this in ways of it being in person, yes, absolutely, but also at a distance. Who are people that you're talking on the phone to a lot? Who are people on Zoom that you're connecting to and in communities with? It's everything. So in a nutshell, intentional community is about choosing who's in your life with purpose and making sure that they are genuine for you, that they add something to your life and they don't deplete your life and make you feel like shit all the time, basically. Okay, so I'm going to just talk about it in an analogy of a football team. Not sure why I always go to football teams. It just seems to be the place where my mind goes. Actually, maybe I know why. Maybe I know why, because football teams are super structured. They are a team there to win a certain game or to compete against other teams to get to a certain result of holding the trophy of the grand final. And so I suppose when I think about a team, it has everything that you need, the same as you do in life. It has all the similar attributes of building this team that you want to surround yourself with so you can win at life as well. So let's just think about the AFL football team. I'm just going to talk about the Cats because my husband's a Cats fan. So the Geelong Cats, they just don't choose people to become a team member just because they're close by. Okay, they don't look around the draft and go, oh look, Johnny's here, Johnny will do. No, they look at the current team and go, okay, yes, you guys are all still producing results in the team, and yeah, you're adding value to the team, so we want you to stay. But then they look outside of their team as well. They look outside of their team as well, and they look out in the wider community of the AFL, of young kids coming up, and they look and intentionally say, hey, we need this person. So they don't restrict themselves just for who's available at the time. They go sometimes hunting. This is why we have people that go out and hunt these people down, and they find the top people in their field of sport. So it's not just old Johnny because he's standing there as a mate and he's just in close proximity and yeah, he's kicked a footy or two. No, they want the person that is going to add value to the team. And so they're willing to take their time and figure out exactly what that value looks like and what they need in a person. And they might already know who a person is, specifically. They might be going, okay, there might be another player on another team and they know he's about to become a free agent. So they're like, we want Billy on our team and we're going to go after him because he's going to fill this spot that is a gap that is in our team. Or they might look at their player lineup and just figure out who the type of person they need. But again, they're never just leaving it to chance. They're building this with intention so they can win the game of football, the grand final. And I want you to do this for your own life too. I want you to build an intentional community that is built brick by brick that is going to support you to get your needs and wants in life. Like, be selfish here. This is time to really step into being selfish and understand what you actually want in life and who you need. And it might be various people that fulfill those needs and wants in your community. So back to the AFL team, imagine if the Cats never changed things up. Imagine if they just let people stay in the game as long as they wanted to, because they didn't want to hurt their feelings by saying, hey, look, you're broken down, you're old, you're not kicking goals anymore, and that's why we hired you. And they just let people ride it out until they felt it was time to leave. These people would stay in the game and they would bring down the value of the whole team, and therefore the team is not going to win. The team is not going to win the game of AFL and that grand final. It's also on a bigger version, like the coach is also an intentional person that they have so they can create the best team and be supported along the journey of the season of football that they're playing. And so every year the coach is reviewed, right? Like, some coaches get kicked out. And yeah, sad. I'm sure it hurts their feelings on some level and hurts their ego, but it's just that they're not the best person for that position. So we really need to do this for our own lives as well. So let's think. So in your personal life, you start out with a team that is just given to you. You're born into a family, you have parents and siblings and extended family. You don't really get to choose that, like that just happens. And look, it's fine. Like, these people are all the things that you need from the very beginning. But as you get older, you then get put into new situations and you go to school. And so therefore you have peers and school friends, you have teachers and sporting coaches and teammates. And look, there is some ability for you to pick and choose your friends in this time of life, but really you're just thrown into the mix, and it's like, these are the people that are immediately surrounding you. You just get to choose from these people, basically. Sometimes it's great, sometimes it's not so great, but you figure it out along the way. Then you get older again and you have work colleagues. You also have your peers that maybe have come with you from school. They might be your friends still, and you're still just doing the same thing, like accidental friendships, people that you're vibing with a little bit better at work. You get to choose that a little bit more. But again, you still don't get to choose who is in the workplace at the same time as you. Like, that's just given to you. You might become a parent, and therefore you go to parent groups, and then you're surrounding yourself with people with similar stages of life, like parenthood, or maybe you're in sporting teams. And so you're just starting to meet more people, and you are maybe expanding your groups a little bit more, yet they're just still, coming at you without intention. You're not seeking out a lot of people here. Some of you might. Fantastic. I know I wasn't at this point in my life, and I was in my young and early 20s. I wasn't going out there seeking people, and this tends to happen. I feel like this is something that happens when you are a little bit older, that you start to realize that you need certain people in your life, and so you can go out and find these people. But up until then, you're sort of just like going about things and going about life with the idea that it's just who you're surrounded with and what your interests are and all that type of stuff. Now you get to a point in your life where you look around and you are lonely, even though you're surrounded by people, and you're surrounded by people that you might feel like you've outgrown, and it's totally okay. I want you to know that it's okay to not be friends or in the same community you were in from when you were a kid or when you're an early adult. It's totally okay that things and people change in your life. I get a lot of people with anxiety coming about this topic because they feel so lonely, yet they don't want to hurt people's feelings or really step into this mindset of choosing the group of people that you surround yourself with, because it just doesn't feel right. And people just feel bad about this. I'm here just to ease your mind and tell you it's okay. It's okay if you've outgrown people. It's okay if people have outgrown you. And now it's your responsibility to find the people that are going to support you, that you like to be around, that are going to lift you up. So it's okay to do that. It's totally okay. It doesn't have to be a problem. It might mean starting completely from scratch, but it also might mean that it happens gradually and things just change over time, and it's sort of like this mutual thing between two old friends that happens, that you just sort of stop talking, or you're not calling each other as much, or you're not touching base, and it just might happen naturally. And so it's really important to get coaching around this and figure out where your mind is taking you when this is happening, because it can either go on the positive or the negative. And if it's constantly going on the negative, you're going to be feeling in some sort of drama, and you're going to be feeling terrible. And then as the human condition that happens is that you want to solve for that feeling. So even though you don't want to talk to that person, the solving for it might look like you picking up the phone and talking to them again. And even though that keeps you where you don't want to be in the long run. So it's really important to get coaching on this and understand that it's okay, and be super kind to yourself through this process. Because don't get me wrong, some people will still want to be in your community, and you'll still want them to be in your community, but the relationship might change. And there's definitely others that you do not want in there, and you know it. And I'm sure as I'm saying that, you're like, yeah, someone's coming to mind right now. And again, it's okay. It's totally fun. Even if it's a family member or a person that you love dearly, but you're like, I just can't be around them for that much time anymore. Like, I just don't like their mindset, or they keep me in a space where I haven't got room to grow. And so look, really stepping into thinking about you in this part of your life. And when it comes to working on your goals, which is what I love to do, I want you to think about it in that context. This is where it becomes super important, because when you are striving to do something different or be someone different, like you have up-leveled and you're like, you know what, I'm someone different these days and I've got different dreams and goals. And if you are striving for that and people around you have got no idea or understand why you would want that, and like they're fighting tooth and nail for you to stay where you are, and they don't mean to, it just happens. And this is where it's really important to surround yourself with people that are going to support you no matter what you're doing, and no matter who you become, no matter how many layers you shed and you become like a different version of yourself. You know, Prue 5.0 coming at you right now. And believe me, Prue 0.1, 0.2, 0.3 and 0.4, all along the way, people have shed out of my life, and that's totally fine. And people have come into my life, which has made it amazing, which has made me who I am today, because I needed those people to get to where I am right now. I just wanted to share a study with you, and it relates to work, but just imagine it for life as well. The study was done by researcher Dylan Miner, and he published on Kellogg Insight, and it reveals that employees who sit within 25-foot radius of high performers at work tend to increase their performance by 15%. Like nothing else changed except them sitting in that 25-foot radius of a high performer. Wow, like you don't even have to do anything. All you have to do is be in their presence and you improve your performance. Like that's pretty cool, right? That's a great study. However, the presence of a toxic coworker, and we all know people like that or have been in situations like that, can have an even stronger negative impact. So it will quickly decrease performance and morale for everybody around them. Didn't actually give me a stat on this study, but I have seen it to be more like 25 or 30% decrease if you are around people that are toxic and are bringing you down. Like that's incredible. So the good news is though, once that negative influence has been removed, the effects can dissipate almost immediately, which makes me think to myself, all those people that I've had conversations with about being in negative work environments, it's like, okay, if they're not going, the toxic person, you need to go. And it might be something that I've going to contradict myself on, because a lot of the time I'm saying to everybody, stay where you are until you figure your stuff out first, because you take yourself wherever you go. But really, according to this study, it might be better to get out quicker. So anyway, just take that into consideration. I had a client just recently quit a job, a toxic work environment, and she did it fairly quickly after working with me. So that was cool. So that was something different. And I know that her life already seems improved, and her mentality about life is improved just from that one decision. So just hear that again. 15% increase in your performance when you sit around high achievers and high performers, but 25 to 30% decrease if you keep surrounding yourself with the wrong people, the toxic people, and we all know who they are in your life. According to a study mentioned in the Harvard Business Review, having a toxic leader results in a 48% decrease in work effort and a 38% decrease in work quality. Oh my God, seriously? If you've got a leader that is toxic. Wow. So anyway, just take that into consideration as well. And I give you these stats because I know you are high achievers. I know that you want more. I know that you want to be better and achieve your dreams. And so it's really, really important who you surround yourself with. So the closer you are to people, the more likely that their beliefs and their ideas and their work is impacting you, positive and negative. So interesting. So let's just take a little check-in. What does your community look like? What are you struggling with that it feels like your community is exacerbating the problem of? Because that can definitely happen. Let's just have a quick think. I'm going to use a really basic example of getting fit and healthy. If you're someone that's like, right, that's it. Time to lay down the sugar, get off the couch and do something that is going to support my health and my well-being, yet you are surrounded by people that are happy couch potatoes and also whinge about how they feel terrible and how everything they do, they never get any results and all that type of stuff. Well, it's going to be really difficult to improve. If you're surrounded by those people, there might be two things that happen actually. You might be maybe the skinniest or the healthiest of the lot. And so you have this mentality of like, well, I'm healthier and fitter than all these people, so I must be doing okay. Or the other trap is that you want to improve something, yet nobody is really supporting you to do that. So they're like, I don't want to eat sugar anymore, guys. And they're like, great, come around for a movie and here's all the sugar. So it can go two ways. So just understand where maybe it's coming from for you. Another thing is building a business. I'm always in business building mode as well. So it might be great for you to find people that lift you up rather than bring you down. This is a really big thing in business. So say you want to invest in your business, but your work colleagues, because maybe you have a job too and you're like steadily working on your business so you can resign from your job and get out as an entrepreneur, and you talk about this with your work colleagues and you're like, right, I'm thinking about investing in this for my business, but your work colleagues are tutting you and like a little bit nervous for you that you could potentially be taking too much of a risk. And I'm just going to say it. These people are the wrong people to talk to about business. Employees and an employee mindset is completely different to an entrepreneurial mindset, and there's just so many differences. And so you really have to understand who you can talk to about these things. Another thing is maybe you want to leave your husband. Maybe you've just fallen out of love. Things aren't going the way that you want. You don't really like being in the relationship anymore, but your family loves him. And your family are the only people that you've got to talk to about this type of stuff. You don't have any friends to lean on. You don't have any intentional community people that you can go to with this problem that is a neutral person. So you just stay and you stay in the status quo. You're married just because your mother told you that it's going to get better in a few years' time. You just got to ride this out. And so maybe you need to find people to support you in different areas so you can talk to that are neutral. So back to the football team, just as that football team intentionally goes out and seeks a ruck, the tall guy in the middle that gets the ball out of the centre, you should also be looking for a person who can block all that negativity for you, like keep you safe and like get you down to the full forward section. You need that person in your life. Maybe the team is looking for a full forward, someone you get the ball to and they kick it through the goals. And maybe you also need a person that is that person for you in your life, that you can handball things to and you're going to be supported. The team always needs the rover, someone who can be anywhere and to be flexible to do what you need at any given moment or what the team needs at any given moment. Maybe you also need a person that is like an all-rounder, that you can lean on for a lot of things and they sort of understand it and they come at everything from really neutral understanding of stuff, not judgmental. I'm going to put this into a list of people that could potentially help you in your life. And so when I go through this list, I think there's 11 on there. Think about the people that you currently have, or maybe one is jumping out at you that is like, okay, that position is unfulfilled. I need to go out and intentionally find a person that can fulfill that position. So let's go through it. The first one is the mentor. So a mentor is someone who has experience and wisdom to guide you in your personal and professional growth. A mentor usually has done it already. It's different to a coach. A coach doesn't need to have done it already to coach you through it, usually your mind through a situation, but a mentor is somebody that has done it before and that you can lean on for advice and support. The second one is the cheerleader. This is a person who believes in you like absolutely, hands down, unconditionally, and encourages you, especially during tough times. Like they are going to get their pom-poms out and cheer you all the way down. Then the third one is the realist. Okay, this is someone who keeps it honest and can give you grounded advice when you really need a good, solid check-in of reality. We all know these people, and it's really important to have these people in your life as well. Then number 4 is the innovator. This is a person that is like a creative thinker who can inspire you to think outside the box and to challenge you on your perspectives. It's so much fun having a person that is an innovator in your life because you just don't see what you can't see. And you need somebody's different perspective to help you to see the thing that you really want to see. So anyway, find yourself an innovator. Number 5 is the connector. This person knows everybody and can help you network and connect with others and various other needs. Really important to have a connector in your community because, look, especially if you're working on goals and dreams and business and things like that, you're never going to do it inside a bubble of just the same people over and over again. You need to keep connecting and expanding your network. Number 6 is the challenger. This person pushes you outside your comfort zone and challenges you to grow beyond your current boundaries. Oh, this person is so important, and sometimes you don't like them. Like you love them, but you don't particularly like them some of the time because they're making you do things that you don't really feel comfortable with. But again, super important. Number 7 is the listener. This is a person that has lots of compassion and has that compassionate ear that you can talk to about a lot of things without judgment. I can be a listener for lots of people, and yeah, people can just come and talk to me about lots of things and I just don't offer any judgment. Then number 8 is the comedian. Okay, we all need a little bit of fun in our lives, and the comedian will bring that fun. This person is lighthearted and can always make you laugh and brighten your day. In my life, it's my daughter, Stella. She's hands down the comedian in my life. She puts on these little skits and she makes these funny voices and says all this funny stuff, and she makes me laugh out loud pretty much every day, and it brightens my day, brightens my perspective, and just gives me a little boost that I need. So find yourself a comedian. Life is too short to be serious all the time. Number 9 is the idealist. This is someone who dreams big and motivates you to push and pursue larger than life goals. Sometimes you need the realist to bring you down, but the idealist is like, look what's out there. There's so much out there. And they really push you to pursue these really big goals of yours. The number 10 is really important, and that person is the problem solver. So it's a logical thinker who can help you figure out solutions when you're stuck. It's like, okay, so I'm going to bring you this problem and we're going to brainstorm all the things that can help you out. That's a problem solver, and yeah, we all need one of those in our lives. The last one is the loyal confidant. So this person is trustworthy and you can share all your deepest thoughts and secrets with, and you know they are safe and locked in the vault of their own mind when you talk to them. You don't feel judgment from this person either, and you just know that they know all these deep things about you that you don't share with anybody else. And we all have these things. There's things in our lives and in our minds that we can't share with many people, but it's important to have one person to share them with. So there you go. So there's the list of 11. I love that list so much. And I just want to say, don't think that you need every single person on that list to be a different person. They don't need to be different. Like, one person can actually be in a few roles. But the thing I want to bring it to your attention is it's important to know who to go to for a particular need or support or advice. It's really important for you to spend time looking at your list and looking at your community and be like, okay, I know in this time I need to go to see this person, and I know in this time I need to see this person. So they're different people for different things, and it's important to know who those people are in your life. I'm thinking about this for myself. Like, I'm not running to my dad, for example. My dad is in my community of people that I go to for advice, right? But he's not the person I go to if I need a cheerleader. If I need someone to really lift me up and tell me I'm doing the right stuff and really boost my motivation, my dad is not that person. He knows he's not that person, and I just need to go to the right person for that. And if I'm stuck and spinning in my own negative thoughts, I either go to a coach or a friend who is understanding of that and knows how to get me through it. I have that person on my list for sure. They know who they are. And the same goes for when I'm wanting sound financial advice. That's when my dad comes in handy. That's when I go to my dad. My dad is the first person I go to when I'm needing unbiased, unemotional perspective about finances. Absolutely. He's the accountant. It does make sense, right? So people also talk about that 3 a.m. friend. And I know that's not on the list, but it might be a mixture of those things. And the 3 a.m. friend is the person that you can call up in the middle of the night for anything. I do believe everybody needs that friend as well. And it's funny because I don't think I'm that person for anybody. I just haven't made myself available to people in that way, and they're going to ring somebody else. They're not going to ring me at 3 a.m. in the morning if they are stuck out in the cold with a flat tire. There are some exceptions, of course, but they're mostly going to go to somebody else for that. And it's okay to know where you sit too in your own friend group and your own community of what you give to others, what your value is to others. And I'm definitely not that friend. I'm not the 3 a.m. friend. I don't think I've ever been called at 3 a.m. in the morning by anybody. Mind you, my sister was that friend. From memory, she would be the person that people would always turn to for emotional support in that way. And she was always there for everybody. And it suited her personality down to a T. So you can see that different people for different roles in different people's lives is really important. So it's important just to know where you sit in your own community. So I'm currently in a business network, and I've been in a few since moving to the Gold Coast, and I have swapped out from a few too. So I'm currently in a new one that I've been in for the last 3 or 4 months, and it is more of what I need. You know, I had to go through the process of elimination to find the community that I needed. It's not to say that it was bad or negative about the individuals in that group or the group itself. It just wasn't fulfilling the need for me for what I wanted out of the group. So it's really important to understand what you want out of a group. So like I said, process of elimination, and now I have found myself in a group that does fulfill that need of networking, connecting, referrals, all the rest of it, accountability. I've also invested in a high-level mastermind just this year, and I chose this particular mastermind because I knew I needed a certain type of person to be my coach and to be surrounded with the right people that identify with me in business in particular, and how we approach business and personal development. I've joined groups in the past that were just because of close proximity, okay? And it hasn't turned out exactly how I wanted, but I didn't really have an intention behind it either. I'm seeking out new groups with intention of what it's going to give me, what I'm seeking out, what that group is going to give me as part of my community, because I'm literally saying to this community, I'm asking you to be in my community by me signing up for the mastermind. And that's what I want you to do too. When you're approaching new interests and investments into your personal growth, this is a really great question to be asking yourself. Like, is this person the person that is going to fulfill X need that I'm seeking to solve? So I just wanted to share that with you as well. So what's the big deal if you don't do this? I'm just going to spend a little bit of time here because I know this episode is a long one, but I know you want to feel better. I know you want to achieve more than you are, and I know you want to fulfill your big dreams and goals. So this is why it's really important, and there's a few points. We've already talked about the toxic work colleagues. People that you surround yourself with are either going to improve your performance or they're going to decrease it significantly. So being around the right type of person is so important to your personal growth and also growth and achievement of any goals that you're going after. It also impacts your personal life. So if you are feeling constantly drained of energy and you can't engage in the actions that are going to achieve your goals, then maybe it's affecting your personal life. Maybe there's going to be health consequences. You're going to be stressed and anxious, and you might end up with long-term health issues if you don't recognize this and take charge of who you're surrounding yourself with. Maybe you're going to impair your learning and growth in the long run. You're going to have limited perspectives if you don't allow people to grow and move away and new people to come in. And you're not going to have a wider perspective. Maybe you're not getting the feedback for the development that you need. So if you're surrounded by people that are just cheerleaders and yeah, you go girl, you're going to go get them. Maybe you need a person that is a realist. When you're like, look, I'm thinking about spending $50,000 on X, and everyone's like, yeah, you do it, you deserve it. But really you need a person that is a reality check-in. And the person is going to say, hey, let's just break this down a little bit more and see if this really is the right thing for you. So you can imagine if you're just seeking the feedback that is going to be conducive to you making all these decisions, but you're really not seeking the whole perspective, it's going to end up in a negative, things are going to happen that you don't like, and you're going to learn lessons the hard way rather than maybe problem solving before they become a hard lesson. There's also other things like social withdrawal and isolation. You might just be like, I just don't want to do anything anymore. I've got nobody to talk to. I'm just going to hide away and not get myself out there because it's too hard, too much drama going on. And so it's really going to impact your social skills as well. So all those things can have a really negative impact on your life. Remember, this is a life that you want for yourself. You are supposed to be enjoying it. You're supposed to be pushing yourself and enjoying life for what you want your life to look like. And if you don't make any changes to your community and start stepping into thinking about building an intentional community, then you're just going to stay where you are, and potentially problems can keep coming up that you just don't know how to solve. and therefore you need new people to help solve those new problems. How can you step through this? How can you figure this out? And again, like I said earlier, it's not about scrapping everybody and telling them to bugger off and you're getting new friends. No, it's not like that at all. It's just about stepping into that awareness and then identifying who those people are in your life and who you need and who you also want in your life. It's about seeking support and then making slow, incremental changes to make this work for you. It might be changing jobs. It might be, unfriending people on Facebook if their constant whinging is getting you down. It might be not having conversations with people that are in your family every day. It might be like, okay, you know what? I'm happy to still talk to, this person, but maybe it's once a week or once a month rather than daily, because their mindset is really keeping me in an old mindset that I don't want to be in anymore. You just have to figure this out for yourself, just slow and steady, but seek support along the way and just stay in the awareness about what your thoughts are offering you and identifying who those people are. So I have something for you. I want to inspire you to evaluate the environment of your community and take action to surround yourself with these positive influences in your life for you. And so to help, I have actually created an ebook for you. And you can just go to head-coach.com.au/ebook to sign up and get it delivered directly to your inbox. And it basically is stepping through those 11 people and just asking you some questions to help you understand if you have people in your life that you need, or there might be a gap that you need to fill. So that is basically what the ebook is all about, and it will also give you some great awareness tools as well. And I have one more thing for you. It's exciting because I hardly ever offer this. I only offer it when I've got space on my calendar, which I do for the next few weeks. And it's a special offer of a 90-minute session with me. It's like a power session. That's what I love to call it. This is where we can do a life evaluation, and then you can leave with a plan for your goals. We can together work on the goals that you want to step into, the planning process or the idea evaluation of what goals you actually want to achieve. And then I'm going to help you find your dream team. Absolutely. I want you to find that dream team for your own life. So it's always really nice to talk to somebody that can bounce ideas with you. Like, I really love that in my own life, and I love to surround myself with people that can do that. So this is my offer to you. Come and bounce some ideas off of me and figure out where you want your life to go, what goals you've got that you want to set, and who is your dream team to get you there. It's really exciting. And if you are on board with that, I'm taking 5 people only, and it's for 90 minutes and the cost is $147. So insanely cheap. And like I said, only available for the first 5 people who get in touch. And to claim your spot, you can just DM me on Facebook or Instagram at headcoachps, or my personal Facebook page if you're friends with me on there, or at Prue for the first 5 people only, and then we'll get it done over the next fortnight. Okay, so that was a lot, I know. It's a long episode, but I really think it's an important episode. So what are you going to do today to build your own intentional community? Hint, hint, maybe it's download the PDF to start with. And double hint, maybe it's get on a call with me. I hope that helped. And as always, I'm here to help you live a drama-free life, and this is all part of it. So let me know how you are and what I can support you with. Until next time, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.